The Tale of Sukhman the Bogatyr. 'Twas in old and mighty Kyiv, where sun-blessed Volodymyr, the greatest prince of all the Rus, held throne, that the proud Bogatyri and the noble Boyarsy gathered in feast, sitting at tables of oak, passing the bratina, the cup of brotherhood. Guzari sang, and not to be outdone, the Boyarsy and the Bogatyri did cry their feats aloud, and this pleased the prince to have such a court. But in time the bright sun did notice that one of the Bogatyri, Sukhman he was called, was silent. "What ails you, Sukhman? I hear no boast from you. I see you neither eat nor drink. Has the bratina passed you by? Is your place at the table not according to your rank? Has some drunken fool insulted you?" Sukhman saw that the prince was not pleased and hastened to reply, "Indeed, no, my sun-blessed prince, my prince Solniushko. Listen, hear thy knight. I will catch a wild swan for you and bring it back alive, unhurt, with no trace of blood to spoil its snowy feathers." Sukhman, with great purpose, left the feast hall, saddled his steed, and armed with mace and a sharp dagger, rode through the golden gate of Kyiv in search of his prey. Riding away, he was disappointed to find that where the waterfowl usually gathered, on that day not even the smallest duck was to be found. Riding on further to the Dnipro, he was surprised to find that the river, usually a racing torrent, was meandering at a snail's pace, its waters silted up with sand. "Mother Dnipro, what has happened to make you like this?" The river Dnipro replied, "A heathen horde, 40,000 Tatars, cover my far bank. Every day they build bridges across me. Every night I break them down, but now my strength is nearly gone, as you can see. Mother Dnipro's strength is only weakness now." Sukhman realized that if the Tatar army managed to cross the river, then old and mighty Kyiv would be lost. Goading his horse into an enormous leap, he cleared the river in a single bound. There he uprooted a young oak, said in some accounts to be 90 poods in weight, a pood being 36 pounds, which he wielded as a huge club, and he decimated the Tatar army, killing all but 3 warriors. These 3 hid amongst the willow bushes and ambushed Sukhman as he rode back, piercing his side with arrows. Pulling the shafts out, Sukhman killed the 3 Tatars and then plugged his wounds with leaves and herbs, using poppy flowers to ease the pain, before riding back to Kyiv. There he was greeted by Volodymyr Bright Sun, who asked for his swan. Sukhman related what had happened, but Volodymyr thought he was simply making excuses for a broken promise. So he had him thrown into a deep dungeon. Nevertheless, he sent Dobrina Nikitich to investigate Sukhman's claims. When Dobrina came to Mother Dnipro, flowing strongly once again, he saw all the Tatars lying dead. The oak cudgel, which had weighed 90 poods, shattered into pieces amongst the many dead. These pieces he brought back as proof. When the Bogatyr, Dobrina, returned with the pieces of oak and with a Tatar helm and with a spent Tatar arrow, in shame, Volodymyr Bright Sun released Sukhman and apologized to him, offering him gold, offering him a gift of land with the towns and villages which stood upon it. But Sukhman was mortally offended by Volodymyr's lack of trust in him and refused the Red Sun's gift. Instead, he rode away from Kyiv. "The time for granting favors has passed. He will not set eyes upon me again." Sukhman then took the poppies and the leaves from his wounds, from which his blood gushed forth and became the fast-flowing river which bears his name to this day. It was at the feast I heard this tale. There it was, I drank mead ale. Though it flowed down my beard, my mouth stayed dry, for never a drop past my lips swear I.